Good evening, everyone. This is Pradeep, Ambassador of Change from GETI, the Global Education and Training Institute of Lucknow. And we have many pre-service and in-service programs. For more information, please go to 740-840-100. We are the premier institute for uh, training teachers and principals in all of India. Right now, you're on our disruptive education platform provided to us by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi. And on this platform, we have interacted with and met with more than 1,450 educators from India and all over the world. And this evening, we have for you Mrs. Mai Young. She's an educator from the Lao Khel High School in Lao Khel, Vietnam. She is a BA and an MA in English, and right from her inception of her teaching English in schools, from the inception, she was nominated for Best Teacher. She had made many contributions to youth activities in Vietnam and has won various laurels for her efforts. Um, she not only teaches English but participates in youth union work on the trade union. She is part of a party cell and is responsible for the school's extracurricular activities and English events. She has also worked with teacher volunteers from the UK, USA, Egypt, Germany, who all come to teach English at her school. Uh, she has won many different prizes, too many to name. But in the school in the year 1921-22, she was awarded the Excellent Soldier of Lao Kar province on the front of COVID-19 prevention and many such positive contributions. Since she has actively guided students to participate in international competitions, such as Global Students Ambassador in 2021. As a result, two students got gold medals. She, together with members of the English Club, have also participated in international English seminars. Uh, she has also been nominated as an outstanding member by the World Human Rights Organization. She is the representative coordinator of Vietnam for Worldwide Project, and she has published an article by RK Court E magazine introducing her with success story of a global educator. The article was published on the 18th of December 2021. She will be speaking to us today on smart classroom management strategies for teachers. Thank you, ma'am, for being with us, and over to you.
Okay, so good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Pradeep Moore. I'm very happy to be here. Right, my name is Mayang, Leti Mayang, as the Mr. Pradeep introduced. Right, and very happy and proud to be here to share about the topic smart classroom management strategy for the teacher. So I would like to share and get
Ma'am,
more about the reply
please,
from you, right?
please
Okay.
put on your PPT. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. And here's my topic. Here's my presentation first. The topic is about smart classroom management strategies for teacher. Um, some content I cover in this topic here. I will introduce something, and what the second is what is classroom management, and next is objective. Next, why is it important? Strategies, classroom rules, classroom management issues, tip for minimizing problem, tip for better classroom management. It's about the content, the topic. First is about the introduction. You can see on the screen that small classroom management require awareness, patience, good timing, battery, and instinct. There are nothing easy about shaping a large group of easily distractible young people with different skill and temperament along a meaningful learning journeys. And next one, I want to mention about what is classroom management. You can see that it is effective discipline, being prepared for class, motivating your student, providing safe, comfortable learning environment, building your student self-esteem, being creative and manipulative in daily lesson. Yes, and move on the objective of the topic, smart classroom management strategies. I want to mention three objectives of the topic here. First is understand proven research and source theory that provide a foundation for quality classroom. And second, implement classroom management strategies. And last one is share effective classroom management strategy with everyone for all the teacher, educator, and everyone who lead, right? All about the objectives. And last one is I will mention why it's very important here in this topic here. I think that is is satisfaction and enjoyment in teaching are de- dependent using letting students to cooperate. And this one is classroom management issues are of high concern for beginning teachers. And this one is classroom management and effective instruction are key in ensuring student success and learning. Yes. And now I will share about the strategies for the teacher. It's about establishing classroom routine and procedures. First, knowledge of classroom procedure how the student think life. For example, you can set some rule. For example, what to do when the bell ring, what to do then the pencil break, what to do when you hear emergency alert signal, what to do when you finish your work early, what to do when you have a question. For example, raise your hand or some body language to give signal for the teacher to call you, right? And it's one what to do when you need to go to the bathroom, what to do when you want to teach your attention. You can raise your hand, you can give some word. Yeah, for example, where to turn in assignment, what to do in a dismissal of class, for example, some rule in some territories. This one, the teacher had to establish some discipline plan. For example, investing time in teaching discipline and procedure will be prepared multiple in the effective in the class time. Here are some things to keep in mind as you are establishing rules. For example, rules are expectation of appropriate behavior, and you can state your expectation as rule. Yeah, this one is to immediately create a work-oriented atmosphere for students. Rules are create a strong expectation about the things that are important to you, right? Next one include consequences what the student chose to accept as the rule is broken, right? Next one is include the reward what the student receive for appropriate behavior, right? Then one more, the teacher sets teamwork, implementing classroom management, right? First, take some time to discuss with your colleague things that you have done that work and things that didn't work. For example, what are the reasons strong areas strong it, weak it, right? And how can you have another colleague in the area where you are strong it or where you lead the help from the other when you are weak it? Next one is, what can you need to improve the area uh, you taught were weak? And this one, what material and or resources are needed in order to improve your classroom management skill this year? And next one, I want to show you classroom, yeah, rules. You have to, as a teacher, you have to tell the student in advance in the class. For example, you have to, the student bring all needed material to class. Uh, be in your seat, ready to work when bell rings. We speak and be polite to everyone, to teacher, to the adult. And this one is the students have to listen and stay seated when someone else is talking. Respect others people properties. This one, the student have to obey on school rules. Yeah. And this one, I want to mention about classroom management issues may happening. The teacher had to face in the class or outside the class. The teacher may face academic misconduct as aggressive student. I mean the mischievous student. Sometimes the student don't obey our rule. Yes, and some attending, somebody causing controversial topic, disrespectful instructor, dominant student and quiet student sometimes, and emotional psychological problem happen in our class, and attentive student maybe, right? Unprepared student, they didn't prepare anything before to go to the class. So it's all about the issue the teacher can face in the class or during the class lesson. And here I would like to mention some tip for minimizing problem. For example, um, the teacher can publish expectation in the syllabus and review in class, for example, and the teacher address issues when they come up in the class. And the teacher have to be consistent in application of school and course policies. Yes. And now I would like to mention some tips for better classroom management. I think that it's very useful for all the teachers to follow, to be a good educator and make the student uh, to be the active student, obey the classroom and to be better in a class. Next one. I would like to first point of this tip. It is always the the teacher has always loves the student. Mean that the teacher should always love the student and stand against their behavior which doesn't meet their expectation. The student can remind of their true worth if their teacher loves them unconditionally. The second I would like to show you is the teacher had to praise their effort. I mean the student efforts. In this point, I would like to make it clear, right? The teacher should always praise the work of the student if they meet their expectation. It helps in creating positively in the class. They need they need the teacher help and praise their efforts. For example, in my classroom, sometimes I mean that some weak student um, every day can't answer some question, but uh, in such a situation, only a more small knowledge they can answer. I will say that well done, you are better today, you are better today, you did well today. So I think that the praise will help the student be proud and think that they did well really and try better next time. I think so. That's very good. And this one, I would like to know the third point. The teacher had to identify yourself. What does it mean? I mean that the teacher, yeah, should tell the student regarding who they are and why they are here. As class where on the teacher, the student have great confidence in their teacher, often has the power to create a wonderful environment for learning. Yes. For example, mm, more importantly, the student have to recognize their talent and promote or own the thing they have done every day, and they fight they can do something, they can improve or enhance day by day in studying. Yes. So the teacher have to recognize all the talent, all the strength from the student, and that will help the teacher to make the student confident in speaking and improve your English day by day. This one, next one, I would like to mention next one for tip. It is having blend. Um, as you see, can that blend um, mm, is something make teaching plan or some activity for the teacher to perform in the class during the lesson class. Uh, and I think that the lesson plan of the teacher should be concise and clear, and they require starting each day with a clear vision, right? In addition to that, the teacher should have a keen sense of behavior they expect at every point in the class. For example, when I have a lesson, English lesson, is speaking lesson to improve the skill speaking for student next Monday, for example. I will read all the information, read all the material online, and read book carefully, and to find out the way to help the student to have knowledge, to have a vocabulary, to enrich vocabulary, some structure that makes the student can shape, can speak fluently and confidently in the lesson I will have next week. One more thing, I think that the teacher have to study about all the student. I mean the level of student. The student in this class will be better or in low level or in better level. So it's very important for me um, to make a plan clearly and suitable for this level of student in this class this week, for example. And next tip I will mention is get them involved in extracurricular activities. In this point, I would like to mention that you can arrange some extracurricular student activities outside classroom. It's very important outside classroom. Some teacher only think that they have to make the student involve some inside classroom. It doesn't not true, because I in my opinion that some activity outside the classroom are very important to have the student to bring English in the real life, and they can produce English, and it's very important in life. And one more thing, evaluate the game the student enjoy the most. I mean that the teacher have to study and find out some suitable, interesting game for the student to get involved. Um, That's very important and helpful for students to take part in. They will be enjoyable or attractive in the lesson. Ask every student to take part in those activities in one or other way. This will also help the student realize that they are there to encourage them. For example, I am teaching English at Lào Cai High School number one in Vietnam, in Lào Cai province. My school is very big in the city central. My school has more than 1,000 students. I think that um, in addition, on the lesson inside class, uh, relating to English skill, English grammar, English vocabulary, I always think over and find out some activity. I mean, games or extracurricular activity for students to get involved and take part in. For example, I know I am a president of the English at my school. I will mm, um I often organize some activity outside the classroom for the student, the member of English club to take part in. Some game, for example, maybe the the Siemens say or some the Queen say or some outside activity and game. They can run around the school to find out the Queen need, for example, or I let some student, our student, to take part in some global competition, for example, global student ambassador, and my student, there are two students last year got gold medal, Đặng Phương Thảo and Triệu Thu Hằng, who got gold medal in this competition. I think that especially in during the epidemic of COVID-19, I think that beside our inside classroom lesson, the teacher is have to find out more and more and more and more extra curriculum or activity or more and more competition. And I think that I mentioned the platform, global platform for the student to take part in, to take part in and to listen to on the expert on the educator and teacher and student from the world. From that, they can improve the English skill and speaking skill and vocabulary, and they can make more friends around the world. I think it's very important in that way. And next one, I would like to mention balance, friendliness, and position. What's that? Balance, maintain the right mix of authority and friendship in your class. Be friendly to your student and advise them in difficult situations. But remember, you are the authoritative figure in the room. I mean that finally it's very important. um, Most of the students don't like sometimes don't like formalities. um, the teachers have to maybe have smile at, in the class and be polite to them, and sometimes be friend and make friends with them to listen and confide in all the information and get from them day by day. But I mean that don't forget the role of the teacher in class, who have to control on the activities and help them get involved in the class. And the teacher has to control on the activities. Don't forget the role of controlling, but be some friendly. I think that. Next one, the teacher try creative activity from the student. I mean that make the student do creative activities, provide them idea, guide them how to do. For instance, you can make them hang the seasonal symbol in the classroom for each season. Celebrate each time they get compliment from staff, member, and a visitor. For example, I think that one of the benefits from the studying in class, especially the language classroom, um, students have to be creative, active, and proactive to get knowledge, to get information, to get and to improve your English day by day. They only be better when they are creative. So the duty of the teacher had to make the student create own the talent, own the strength, and perform them in the class. For example, my students are of different level. I mean that not all students are good students, are good one. Some students are the best. Some students are only in medium. Some students are weak students. But I think that they they has own strength. For example, some students are good at drawing. Some students are good at singing in English. Some students are good dancing. Some students are good at sharing in English. I will let them shape them in different position, which they can perform on the train in the class or outside the class. For example, um, using last year, my student took part in the competition and competition of magazine in India. Some student created poem. Some student um, uh, wrote short story, and some student did not and perform and did not trace the picture and all the product they would submit the magazine online magazine in India, and they would be uh, editor, and the article and the writing uh, were published on this online magazine. I think it's very good and helpful and very very best product from my student. I I will also find out more and more competition, global competition, and some way for students to take part in and create all the trend and all the good point of them, right? And next one, the teacher had to bring hard situation to light. What does it mean? I mean that handling problem situation would be difficult for the beginner. In certain cases, talking to the student parent will be the right action to take, and you can also take help from experienced colleagues. And this one, provide the teacher provide more visual content. What does it mean? I mean that rather than theory, grammar point, for example, it's far better to use visual aid like chart, image, picture, graph, and some visual will stay in their mind for the long time than just take material. Um, I would like to make it more clearly. For example, in the class of small children, they will be sleepy when the teacher only talk all the time. Yes, talkative all the time. Just give knowledge. Just give um, the information. They will be sleepy, right? I think that is one more effective way for for the teacher to make them active and attractive to the lesson is the teacher use some picture, use some visual, add some object in life, yeah, real in life, to denote the knowledge and the lesson more understandable and clearly. They will be interested in the lesson more and more, right? I mean that. And next one, the teacher use simple language. Um, if the I mean that, yeah, the classroom is not the place for the teacher exhibit their language fluency and appetite. Talk to the student in simple language so that they will clearly understand uh, our instruction and knowledge and the way and the method. And this improve their confidence as well. Some people say that the teacher have to the bed uh, have to speak quickly. I don't agree. Uh, I think that the teacher have to explain the lesson slowly so that the student can understand easily and use language simply. I think it's very important for all the teacher. Yeah, and this one is the teacher have to identify a student strength. I think um, create opportunities to reveal each kid's hidden talent and interest. Make sure the student is prepared to exhibit an appetite in the subject. I think that all the student in our class has their own strength. The duty of the teacher has to wake up on the chain here and help them involve on the activities and support the other. And I think that's very important and it's effective in lesson, right? So these are the smart classroom management strategies for the teacher that I have mentioned above. If the teacher uses theories as well, wow, better. They will be successful in their teaching career, I mean. And they will be loved, admired, and respected by the student. The student will be cooperative, practice active in class, and that is product of the teacher expected. And that will be the success of each teacher. Yeah, I mean. And that's all for my presentation today. Thank you for your watching. And thank to the organizer for giving to me a big chance to share and to be here to sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that talk on smart classroom management strategies for teachers. I'm sure it's going to benefit a lot of people who have seen this and who will be seeing this. Uh, Before we leave, I request you all to watch our detox by our Disruptive Literacy Movement, My Global Dream, which has been an initiative by our mentor, Dr. Sunita Gandhi, since 2014. This is to ensure everyone's participation by our people's movement in the overall numeracy and literacy for all of India. And we have several talks on this every day. And for more information, you can go to 740-840-1000. So thank you, ma'am, so much. And all the very best to you and to your country, Vietnam. You're all doing very well. And our best wishes to you from GETI, Lucknow, and all of India. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you.